Shalom. I'm Citizen. This is May 19th, 2013, Bible Time Capsule. We're reading Genesis chapter 19, Sinfulness of the Men of Sodom. Let's begin then. Now the two angels came to Sodom in the evening, while Lot was sitting at the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them. And falling prostrate to the earth, he said, "Come aside, my lords, into the house of your servant. Stay overnight, and bathe your feet. Then you may arise early and go on your way." They said, "No, we shall pass the night in the public square." But he urged them so strongly that they turned aside and entered his house. Excuse me. And he prepared a meal for them and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. They had not yet retired when the townsmen They had not yet retired when the townsmen, the men of Sodom, all the people from every quarter, both young and old, surrounded the house, and called Lot and said to him, "Where are the men who came to your house tonight? Bring them out that they may abuse them." Lot went out to them and shut the door behind him and said, "I entreat you, brethren, do not act wickedly. I have two daughters who have not known man. Let me bring them out to you. Do as you please with them. Only do nothing to these men, for they have come under the shelter of my roof." But they said, "Stand back. This fellow came in as a stranger, and he would play as a judge. Why, we will treat you worse than we will treat them." Then they pressed hard against Lot and drew near to break in the door. But the visitors reached out their hands and drew Lot back into the house with them and closed the door. Those who were at the door of the house they struck with blindness, from the least to the greatest, so that they could not find the door. Next section, instructions to Lot. Instructions to Lot. Then they said to Lot, "Have you anyone else in there? Sons-in-law, sons, daughters, or anyone you have in the city? Take them out of the place. For we are about to destroy this place, because the outcry against them has become so great before the Lord that he has sent us to destroy it." Lot went out, therefore, to speak to his intended son-in-laws and said, "Come, leave this place, for the Lord shall destroy the city." But they thought he was jesting. When the morning came, the angels urged Lot on, saying, "Come, take your wife and your two daughters here, lest you perish in the punishment of the city." And as he lingered, the visitors took him away, his wife, his two daughters, by the hand, through the mercy of the Lord toward him, and led him forth, and set him outside the city. When they had brought them forth, they said, "Flee for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stop anywhere in the valley. Flee to the hills, lest you perish." But Lot said to them, "No, my lords, surely your servant has found favor with you, and great is the mercy which you have shown me in saving my life. I cannot flee to the hills, lest the disaster overtake me and I die." but there is a city nearby to which I can flee. It is a little one. Let me save myself there. It is a little one, is it not? So let me live. One of them said to him, I grant you this favor also. I will not destroy the city of which you speak. Make haste, seek safety there, for I can do nothing till you arrive there. Therefore the city was called Segor, S-E-G-O-R. Next section. Destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. The sun had risen on the earth when Lot entered Segor. The Lord poured down on Sodom and Gomorrah sulfur and fire from the Lord out of heaven. He overthrew those cities and the whole region, all the inhabitants of the city and the plants of the soil. But his wife, who was behind him, looked back and became a pillar of salt. Early in the morning, Abraham came to this place where he had stood before the Lord. He looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward the whole region and saw smoke rising from the earth as through from a furnace. While God destroyed the cities of the region, he remembered Abraham and led Lot away from the catastrophe. When the cities where Lot lived were overthrown. Next section. Origin of the Moabites and Ammonites. M-O-A-B-I-T-E-S and Ammonites. A-M-M-O-N-I-T-E-S. Lot went up from Segor and lived in the hills with his 2 daughters, for he was afraid to live in Segor. He and his daughters lived in a cave. Then the elder said to the younger, Our father is old, and there is no man in the land to marry us, as is the custom everywhere. Let us give our father wine to drink, then lie with him, that we may have offspring by our father. So they gave their father wine to drink that night. And the elder went in and lay with her father. But he did not know of it when she lay down or when she arose. The next day the elder said to the younger, Last night I lay with my father. Let us give him wine to drink tonight also. Then you go in, lie with him, that we may have offspring by our father. So they gave their father wine to drink that night also. And the younger went and lay with him. But he did not know of it when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus both daughters of Lot were with child by their father. The elder bore a son, and called him Moab. He is the father of the Moabites of the present day. The younger also bore a son, and called him Ben-Ammi. B-E-N-A-M-M-I. He is the father of the Ammonites of present day. Okay. That would be the end of chapter 19 of Genesis. I'm Citizen. This is Bible Time Capsule. Peace.